Hey guys, Pallettown Pokemon here. It's been a while since I made a video, but just got a PSA returned back and I wanted to share it with you guys because there's this one fire card in this submission that you guys have to see. It's crazy. I'm so excited about it. Couple things with this submission. Most of the cards are I'd say most of them are lower grades. But I have a stack of cards that I got back that were completely misgraded. I mean, I'm talking about I've, misgraded by like 3, 4 grades. I'm gonna make my own video about that because it's crazy. Like, you guys have to see it. And I've submitted thousands of cards, and I've only before, out of all the thousands of cards I've submitted, have cracked about 3 to 4 cards out of their case and resubmitted them because I thought they were deserving of a better grade, and then they come back the better grade, which I thought they would have. So, yeah, I'm not one to, I'm not big on cracking, but like I said, I don't know what happened with some of the cards in this submission. But yeah, they're off by a couple grades. Like, it's pretty serious. So you guys, I'll have to show you guys that one. There's also a couple cards where I have to look at again because I do think that they are deserving of better grades, but I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do with them. They're in their own separate pile. But to get started with this video, I have a PSA 1 First Edition Shining Charizard. And I know this is only a 1, but if I get the cards for cheap enough, I'll grade them and put them in a slab because I think, they always have more value being in the slab. So, next card is another low grade, a PSA 1 First Edition Venusaur. Same thing, deserving of the grade. Next card is another really low grade, PSA 1 Shadowless Charizard. Oops, off camera there. I think it's deserving of the grade as well. It could have got maybe a 2, but difference between a 1 and a 2 is not crazy, and I'm definitely not going to crack, a card like that. Here is a first edition base set Charizard, and it got the 4. I think it's deserving of that grade. It could have been between a 4 and 5. And we have another PSA 4 First Edition Charizard. And we stepped it up by 1 grade. We got a PSA 5 First Edition Charizard. Next card, let me just get myself situated here with these cards, is a First Edition PSA 6 Raichu. Next is a First Edition PSA 6 Venusaur. And we have a PSA 6 Gold Star Charizard. We have a PSA 8 Gold Star Charizard. And I'm just going through this rather fast because I kind of want to show you guys the card I'm actually excited about in the submission. And this is a PSA 8 Crystal Ho-Oh. PSA 7 Gold Star Charizard. PSA 4 Gold Star Charizard. PSA 6 First Edition Charizard base set. So, pretty happy with that grade. PSA 8 First Edition Blastoise. PSA 7 Shadowless Charizard. PSA 4 Shadowless Charizard. PSA 6 Shadowless Charizard. Another PSA 6 Shadowless Charizard. PSA 5 Shadowless Charizard. PSA 7 Shadowless Charizard. We have a PSA 6 Gold Star Mew. We have a PSA 8 First Edition Shining Charizard. A PSA 7 First Edition Shining Charizard. A PSA 7 First Edition Raichu. PSA 8 Gold Star Charizard. Oh, I also had a PSA 9 Gold Star Charizard in this submission, but I have already sent that out to the buyer because it was actually promised for him, so it won't be in this video. PSA 9 Gold Star Mew. PSA 9 Shining Charizard, Unlimited. PSA 7 Legendary Collection Reverse Charizard. PSA 9 Legendary Collection Charizard. PSA 8 First Edition Base Set Chansey. Clefairy. They're both pink, so same difference. PSA 7 Gold Star Torchic. PSA 9 Shadowless Venusaur. PSA 9 Shadowless Blastoids. And most of these cards, if not all of them, will be for sale, so just letting you know. PSA 8 Shadowless Blastoids, except the huge card that I'm going to show you. That one's not for sale. PSA 8 Gold Star Metagross, or Gross, however you want to say it. PSA 9 First Edition Ho-Oh. Always love the artwork on these Ho-Ohs. And another one. We have a PSA 7 First Edition Ninetales. PSA 9 First Edition Nidoking. PSA 5 Shadowless Charizard. PSA 2 Shadowless Blastoids. PSA 9 First Edition Glurak. PSA 10 First Edition Shining Gyarados. PSA 9 First Edition Blaine's Charizard. And another PSA 9 First Edition Blaine's Charizard. And now some Yu-Gi-Oh cards. We have a PSA 6 First Edition LOB Exodia. We have a PSA 5 First Edition SDK Blue Eyes. We have a PSA 6 First Edition Stardust Dragon Ghost Rare. We have a PSA 6 First Edition Rainbow Dragon Ghost Rare. We have a PSA 9 First Edition Blue Eyes Toon. PSA 8 First Edition Red Eyes from Starter Deck Joey. PSA 9 First Edition Jinzo. PSA 9 First Edition Chaos Emperor Dragon. PSA 3 DDS Exodia. PSA 2 Dark Magician Girl First Edition. PSA 7 First Edition Dark Magician Girl. PSA 1 First Edition LOB Blue Eyes. This one's wavy. And a PSA 5 DDS Dark Magician. And the funny thing is that most of my cards that I'm going to have to crack, because I disagree on the grades by literally a couple grades, like it's not even one or two, about 85%, 90% of them are actually Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Oh, I actually have this one card here. This is a Japanese Neo Genesis Lugia, and this is my second time submitting this card. My first time, this card got a 5, and my prediction on this card was always a 10, and it got a 5. And I knew that there was no way that this card got a 5 because I knew that there was nothing wrong with it. So I cracked it, sent it back in, and it got the 10. And I also go through Ludkins, and a huge shout out to Ludkins Collectibles and Charlie Herlocker. Work with him a lot. He's a great guy, great service. I highly recommend anyone that's grading cards to go with them. You know, they do their pre-grading, and it was pre-graded as a 10 as well. So it wasn't just me saying it was a 10. Now, if you stuck along with me in this video, you are in for a treat, because this is the card that makes this whole submission worthwhile. And without further ado, it is a PSA 10 Shadowless Charizard. Yes, a PSA 10 Shadowless Charizard. I am so incredibly happy to have this card and to have actually graded this card myself. I already put it in a sleeve. I am making sure this baby stays protected, but this is amazing. When this card graded, Charlie had called me up and told me about it, because, well, the reason why he really called me up and told me about it too is because PSA upcharged me to have this card graded. I had to pay $1,000 for the grading fee to get this card graded. So yeah, it wasn't cheap to get it graded, but I could tell you that I made out very well on this card, like very well. And I'm not selling it. This is going to be my personal collection. But yeah, when he called me about it, we were both on the phone, man. We were ecstatic. I was ecstatic. You know, it was a great conversation, and I'm really happy to have this card in my collection. I mean, this is amazing. This is an amazing card to own, and to say I actually graded it myself, that just makes it 100 times better. So I'll have another video, and I'll show you guys the stack of cards that are off by literally a couple grades, not just one or two grades, that I have to go ahead and gonna have to crack open because they're completely wrong. But alright guys, thank you for watching this video. Appreciate it. See you next time.